You know that feeling, that deep, just unshakable fatigue, the kind of sluggishness where even a full night's sleep doesn't seem to touch it? Well, today we're going to dive into a concept from traditional Chinese medicine that might just be the answer you're looking for.
So let's do a quick check-in. Does this sound at all familiar to you? You feel kind of weighed down, your energy's just in the tank, and your arms and legs just feel heavy. It's not just being tired, right? It's like you're carrying this sluggishness around with you all day long.
Okay, if you're sitting there nodding along, the root cause might not be what you think it is. In traditional Chinese medicine, they have a name for this: dampness. I know it sounds a little weird, but it's a really fascinating idea. So let's unpack what that actually means.
All right, section 1, that heavy, sluggish feeling. First things first, let's make sure we're all on the same page here. What are the actual symptoms we're talking about? Like, what does this dampness thing actually feel like in your day-to-day life? So what's really interesting here is the pattern. See, it's not just, general tiredness. It's a very specific kind of heavy exhaustion. You feel it in your arms and legs, that kind of dragging sensation, and you might even feel it in your gut, like you're bloated or you just don't have much of an appetite. It's almost like your whole system is waterlogged. And these are all the key clues pointing right to dampness. Okay, so what on earth is dampness anyway? To get it, we really have to look at it through the lens of traditional Chinese medicine, or TCM for short. And here's the thing. It's not really a disease in the way we usually think about it. It's more like an internal imbalance. So in TCM, dampness is pretty much what it sounds like, an accumulation of excess moisture, but inside your body. The best way to think about it is like a super humid, foggy day, except it's happening internally. And this internal fog, it basically clogs things up. It obstructs the smooth flow of your body's vital energy, what they call qi. And that's what leads to that heavy, stuck, sluggish feeling. So the big question is, where does all this excess moisture come from? Well, it all circles back to your digestive system. In TCM, they have this amazing concept of a digestive fire. They talk about the spleen and stomach system. And just a heads up, this is more of an energetic idea than your literal physical organs. Its main job is to act like a furnace, transforming all the food and water you take in into usable energy. But what happens when that fire is weak? Well, it can't burn off all the moisture efficiently, and that's when dampness starts to build up. And that brings us to the really practical part of this. If a weak digestive fire is the problem, then what are we doing in our daily lives that's putting it out? Let's get into 5 super common habits that can actually cause this dampness to build up. Okay, here they are, the 5 main culprits. You've got heavy, greasy, and sweet foods, drinking too much beer, overdoing it on raw and cold fruits, that daily iced drink habit, and of course, not getting enough sleep. Do you see the theme here? You've got stuff that's just plain hard to process, and then you have things that are literally cold. From that TCM perspective, all these things either overwhelm or just plain cool down that digestive fire we were just talking about. And sleep? Well, that just weakens your whole system. Let's dig a little deeper into this. Yeah, this really breaks it down nicely. You can see there are kind of 2 different ways we burden our system. On one side, you have those heavy, greasy, or super sugary foods. They're just tough for your body to break down, and they create this sluggish, bogged down environment. Then, on the other side, you've got the cold stuff: iced drinks, raw foods. In TCM, these are seen as a real shock to the system. They literally cool down that digestive fire, causing the whole process to stall out or just slow way down. And when we're talking about drinks, this chart really spells it out. Look at beer and iced beverages. Beer is considered what they call damp assisting, meaning it's believed to directly create that internal sogginess. And iced drinks, they have a huge negative impact too, pretty much for the same reason. They just throw a bucket of cold water on your digestive process. But hey, it's not just about what you eat and drink. Lack of sleep plays a massive role here. From that TCM viewpoint, not getting enough sleep leads directly to something called qi deficiency. The easiest way to think about it is like trying to run your phone on an empty battery. It just doesn't work well. It weakens all of your body's systems, and especially that digestive power you need to process moisture and keep dampness from taking over. Okay, we've touched on this a few times already, but it is so important that we're giving it its own section. Let's really hammer this home. Why a healthy digestive system, that spleen and stomach concept in TCM, is the absolute cornerstone of keeping dampness at bay. I mean, the source material just says it perfectly. A healthy spleen and stomach is the key to preventing dampness. It's that simple. You can think of it as the central processing unit for your body's entire energy and moisture balance. And here's a great way to picture it. When your digestion is strong, that digestive fire is burning bright. It's efficiently processing everything you eat and drink. But when your digestion is weak, the fire is more like a weak little flicker. It just can't handle the load. And what's left behind? That excess moisture, which then accumulates and starts weighing you down. Okay, so we've identified the problem, that heavy, sluggish feeling. We've defined the cause, this idea of dampness. And we've looked at the everyday habits that feed into it. The main takeaway here really is that the small choices we make every single day can have a huge, huge impact on our energy and just our overall sense of well-being. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Just look back at those 5 habits we talked about. What is one small, totally manageable change you could make like today? Maybe it's just swapping one iced drink for something room temperature. Or maybe it's skipping to greasy takeout just one night this week. It's really all about starting to recognize how these little choices add up and affect your energy. And it's about empowering yourself to feel lighter and hopefully a whole lot more vibrant.